Just have to rip her up on fresh paint. Never satisfied until you mess something up. All right, I'm gonna call it an early night. It's just 11:30. Dog was ready to call it a night there. I managed to get both fenders are done, and well, almost done. Still gotta do some sanding in here. Same here, but this front fender's done. So that leaves my last fender and the cowl, and then the couple touch-ups I gotta do. Oh, and the rear roll pan as well. And I just got to go around, touch everything up, but just about there. Oh, and my hood sides and my lights. Yeah, there's still lots of sanding to go yet, but yeah, I'm gonna get there. Hopefully I'll get it all done this weekend. That's the plan. But yeah, another day, more sanding. The weather has still been crap, judging by how I still got my heater going. But just gonna finish up most of the sanding I think tonight, and hope for warmer days so I can spray some paint. So I got the grill in. It's in like terrible shape, but I have no real way of fixing it, so it's just gonna be what it is. I did get my other badging on. I just dusted some paint behind because it's just easier for me to assemble everything I can and just mask it off. There's less chance of me screwing stuff up, putting it back together that way. I just got to do a final sand over on the side aprons, or hood sides, I guess you want to call them. And the car just needs a once over, but for the most part everything's all sanded. Like my buckets are all done. Yeah, just got to pull my one taillight off. Pull that sucker off, sand that up over there. It's close. Just waiting for the weather to warm up so I can actually paint her. Alright, next day. My tape was kind of crappy, so I'm gonna have to touch this up. My black is good, but I'm gonna have to sand where it bled through. Not too happy about that, but whatever. Scuff her down, tape them off. Just gonna tape off my black here, and start mix up some sealer. Just because I burned through everything here, like I got spots like that. I'm just gonna thin out some primer, use it as a sealer, and give the car one coat, and then I'll go on to my next coat for paint. So what you were seeing me do here was I just put some tape in here because when you spray in, I got to do primer and you're going to get some overspray. So this will just make a fine line. So you don't have a crazy amount of overspray. And because I'm priming this door again, I don't want gray mixed with my door jambs that I had painted brown. So now I've blown the car off. I'm gonna tack the car just with a little tack rag, or wash it down, tack it off, and then I'm gonna mix some primer to do my sealer. I wiped this all down with wax and silicone remover, just to get any fingerprints and stuff off. This was the stuff I used. It's just a habit of doing. It's probably a good habit. Next is I'm going to tack it off with a tack rag and then mix up some primer. So this here is cheesecloth, or tack rag they call it. Looks like cheesecloth, but it's pretty sticky. So you kind of just walk it over everything. If there's any dust anywhere, it'll kind of pick it up. And with any hope, I don't have a lot of stuff on my paint. Alright, what I'm using for sealer is this, I don't know, some extreme stuff. Apparently it's a high build primer, but you can also thin it down and use it as a sealer. So I thinned it down quite a bit, and I'm going to, I've just mixed it up. My my fancy paint gun here. I'm not too pumped the way the lid is, so I just put a bit of tape on it. That should seal it up a little better. So let's get this sealer on and see what she looks like. Everything's all sealed up. Just letting it flash a little more. I'm just mixing up my paint right now. So I'm gonna do first coat very shortly. So I'm mixing up my blend of whatever the enamel is that I got. It's a mix of Tremclad and this armor coat stuff. So I've already reduced it, so all I got to do is add some hardener. I pretty much always add hardener when I do like acrylic enamel paint jobs. Otherwise they just never seem to dry, so if you do this, at least it'll dry within a day or a couple hours. You'll be able to sand it like next day or whatever if you had to. It's relatively cheap. It's just a generic hardener. I think this is expensive up here, but well, I think it's expensive. I think it's like 40 bucks or something for one of these. But so just gonna mix it up and shoot first coat. Alright, this sucker is big. I genuinely having a hard time getting around the whole dang car in one shot here, but it's brown. You see me going after it. I was trying to hit all the points, like anything that I might accidentally miss. I was trying to burn some paint in there. So like it covers good, so I think I just need one more coat and then I'm good. I'm pretty much gonna thin it out a little more just so it flows a little better. But a couple little spots, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. So now just letting this flash a little more, and then gonna pound on the next coat. So she's pretty brown. Still letting it dry. Temperature's still pretty cool, so it's gonna take a little while. But it's painted, it's one color. It's setting up. It's not 100%, well, it's still like tacky. But like I said, the temperature's pretty cool out, so it's just gonna take a little while. I'm pretty happy with it so far. A couple little hiccups and flaws with it, but not too worried. It is what it is. That's what you get just painting in the garage. And taking as long as I did to get everything ready. Not trying to make it super showy. Just a driver. Driver quality, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Well, there the girl sits. I splashed a little bit of paint on the rims. Borrowed Rolly's spider caps for now. I think it's a pretty killer combo. I like the black. Rolly had a good idea, so that's how we're gonna finish up the grill here, I think. Where this stuff, where the chrome was just toast, I just painted it, but I think I'm gonna paint the teeth on this side black just to match this. I think I want to take some tan into the mix here, so I might outline all the stripes with like a cream. I want to do the same on the wheels, so I'm probably going to stripe in here and around the rim, or try to. Do an attempt at it, see what happens. So I sneak peeked everybody on this one last night, but yeah, there she is. Still in the process of wiring this up. I think I mentioned in another video I want to paint these, so I kind of had my lights on there before, but they I wanted to paint the grill yet. So this thing is definitely begging for some crazy striping or something down here. Yeah, I know folks have mentioned to flip the bumper. I just don't know how well it would look. Like, I would think it would look killer, but if you see the front bumper, you'll totally understand. I think it would be weird if the back one was flipped and the front one was up. Because the front bumper, when you look at it, it follows the line into the fender, like, just nice. The back, I don't know what's going on there. So, yeah. So, next stage is to finish the wiring, the grill. I gotta do the headlights, the taillights. I still have to modify my one taillight. I haven't done that yet. This one. I gotta black this out, remove this thing. So, haven't done that yet. Do my glass templates. Figure out what I'm doing for my running boards. I kind of have an idea in my head, so thanks for watching. We'll check you out on the next one.